and
Yes.
lot of well wishes
Lot of
and
positive things, and this Christmas let them bring a lot of joy and happiness on this during holidays for all of the listeners out there.
yes, absolutely. So
Listeners, we are
folks,
live on Wally 92.3. If any questions on the real estate, and if you want to wish us on holidays, do give us a call. We are live on Wally 92.3.
yes, very Merry Christmas to all of you, and we'd love to hear your wishes, your sentiments. So give us a call 408-912-5038, and that's for across the board, the season's greetings as well as, of course, what's on your mind real estate wise. If you've been struggling, maybe to get your foot in the door of your dream home, or you're wanting to thinking if this is a good time to sell. Whatever's on your mind, give us a call. It's 408-912-5038. And for the benefit of listeners, also want to say that this show will be uploaded on Nagraj Anayya's YouTube channel after it's done. So you can always go on there and, pick up those nuggets of wisdom that Nagraj always has on the show if you're not able to listen to it in its entirety right now. But for right now, right here, 408-912-5038 is where you need to call in. And with that, Nagraj,
Vijayalakshmi, what's the question on the floor today?
yes, we have a question on the floor, folks. So, if you are contemplating buying a home, would you prefer buying a single family home or a townhouse? Which one would be your preference and why? We'd like to know. So, call in with that answer to that question as well. Whatever it is that works for you. 408-912-5038 is the number, and we'd like to know your take on it. Like, what are you looking at in
If you
terms of
recently
buying?
bought a townhouse, okay, and what do you think about it? And if you
Yeah.
want a single family home, right, you can share also if you already purchased a home. And if you're a buyers out there still thinking townhouse or a single family home, do give us a share what do you think about, do you prefer a single family home
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
townhouse?
Right. So if you're contemplating what you want to buy, or if you've already done the deed and you want to share your thoughts after the fact, that's good too. And the number is the same, 408-912-5038. And remember, while you are on this venture, you can always log on to nagrajhomes.com to get your process started and reach out to Nagraj to help you in whatever aspect it is. And he's more than happy to handhold you through it, to really educate you through the process. So feel free to reach out to him, and nagrajhomes.com is where you want to be, or you can call him offline, and I'll be giving the number soon. But right here, right now, while we have him on air, it's 408-912-5038. So Nagraj, let's get started with the, mortgage rates been in the news, have happily gone down quite a bit. So what is your impression of this? How do you foresee it going forward into the new year? Do you think it'll hit 5%?
That's a great question, Vijay Lakshmi. That's the lot of buyers out there thinking it will hit the 5%. Will it hit the 5% next year, right?
Mm,
See, right now, there are two kinds of a loan programs. I keep repeating. There's a one, it's always a 30-year loan program, which is a fixed for a 30-year lifetime, right?
yeah.
30-year lifetime interest rates are like hopping around by 7% right now, right? So, but if it's an arm rate, if you want to keep your monthly payments down, there's an arm rates which is right now hopping around 6.25 to a 6 percentage. Again, it depends on your scenarios to scenario, buyer's credit score, buyer's down payment, and everything. This is around 6.25 APR based on the if you're ideal candidate, and around 6% also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next year, right, it might drop close to 5%. Okay, it's nothing because reason why the rates went up is because we all we know is because of the inflation things. The federal wanted to control the inflation rates, right? Like that was the reason they will start keeping increasing the rate. But
Yeah.
Fed right now is saying that they might start thinking about reducing 1% by the end of the next year or the middle
Mm-hmm.
of the next year. Depends on again how the inflation is going on. If everything goes in, we should be start seeing towards maybe the arm rates we first start seeing towards the 5%. Okay, because initially, as I was telling you, 6.25, some buyers, if they're doing a relationship discounts, if they're doing a relationship discount, still they're able to shop around 5.75 APRs. Okay,
What is relationship discount?
relationship is like basically if you're giving a, if you have a 250k funds or a 500k funds, right? Every 250k they reduce a 0.125 in the interest rates.
Oh.
So that is only some lenders will do, like kind of a Wells Fargo or some other lenders who like basically wants to move the stocks to their account, their portfolio, right? Once
Yeah.
up to 1 million, if you move, they can reduce up to a 0.5%. That's a max you can go. Okay. So if they're giving a without relationship is also 6.25. With the relationship, it might be a close to 5.75, 5.875. That's what we are looking around in the arm rates. So
Okay.
to get the 5%, it should be pretty much be possible. Nothing is guaranteed. It's again, as I told you, it depends on the inflation and how the Fed thinks about it. Okay,
Right.
so we should be able to see closer to it, but already in the month of December, let me give you an example. What happens if the rate starts dropping, right? Like a lot of buyers out there, they're thinking, I'll wait for the rates to drop, then I can think about buying a house. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, if it's already from last 1 month, we have seen a 0.5% discount, 0.5% reduced. Okay, it used to be around 6.75, 6.875 for the arm rates. Okay, right now we are already seeing 6.25. Being a 6.25, let me tell you the competitions, how it's happening in the Bay. I'll just give you a couple of examples in the neighborhood. Like, for example, Berryessa. Last week there were a couple of homes for the offers for the Berryessa. One house was listed for a 1.5 million. House was sold more than a 150k than the list price.
Whoa.
Okay,
Okay.
it's a more than the 150 above the list price. Not only one home in the Berryessa, two homes in a Berryessa was almost closer to a more than 150k the list price. So what are we looking right now, since the rates have started dropping in and less inventory already?
Yeah.
Right, is the lowest inventory in all time right now. Okay, because of that, tough competitions are happening in around, and the stock market is also doing good right now. Okay, so since all these are contributing, prices are going up for the homes. That's what happens when it's always kind of in a reverse thing, right? Like, for example, once the rates start dropping in, a lot of buyers jumps in. Okay,
Yeah.
then the number of homes are less. Since the number of homes are less, then the competition goes in. As a first time home buyer, you don't want to get into a competition where like 200k, 250k more than the list price.
Correct.
Okay, and always I tell them, like, see, don't get confused or don't get based on the whatever the price has been listed. Okay, sometimes that can be a deceptive. Okay, because the list price always depends on the seller to a seller. Agents, right, they sometimes they keep very close to the sale price. Some of them wants to keep it lesser because they can attract more buyers out there. It doesn't mean like, oh, like it sells for 200 to 50k more than the list price.
Yeah.
There's a two things: list price and a sale price. List price is the price which has been listed to sale.
Yeah.
Sale price is a final price what it gets sold, the house, right? So it can be a deceptive, because
The sale price would always be higher than the list price in
it
the Bay.
depends. It's not always, as it's not always, because sometimes the list price has been listed very high and the house is not in a good condition, right? Like, for example, house needs a lot of upgrades. Okay, and seller thinks, I need more than this is the minimum price. For example, one in Sunnyvale, it's a 2 bed 2 bath. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a condo. It is listed for what, 1.375, and it has been almost like 45 days in the market. Seller thinks it can sell for 1.425 because he's looking at the comparable as on the last year. Okay, 2022. 2022, the prices were all sold for very higher price. But in this market, you don't expect to sell it for 1.425. That
Mm-hmm.
also it's being in a condo market, means especially
Yeah.
being a two bed. That's the one thing, two bed, right? Sometimes there might be a crazy buyer who might have paid you very high price. It doesn't mean all the homes in that neighborhood get sold for that very, very high price.
Yes.
So this
Right.
1.375 which has been listed, it is going below the list price because it's been 45 days in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Home sitting in the market for longer time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is where, as the buyers who has not got the house, that is where they need to be targeting more.
Mm-hmm.
Look for number of days in the market. For example, you don't want to give it more, right?
Yeah.
Look for number of days in the market. Look for the comparables, what has been sold in the neighborhood. Let me give you one
That's
couple.
a great tip, actually, right there, to look
Yeah.
at the days on the market, what hasn't sold. Yeah,
Yeah,
one wouldn't think
because
of
see,
looking at that.
always there are two kinds of buyers, right? One is a go-to buyer, go get it, whatever, because
Yeah.
I need that neighborhood. For
Yeah.
example, they're in the Fremont, in the Ardenwood area, for example, right? Or in the mission schools around. I want that neighborhood, Nagaraj, right?
Yes.
Then you should be willing to give that much, right? Like, for example, you have a 4 to 5 buyers or maybe a 20 buyers around, you are bidding more. It's basically, it comes down to human tendency, right? Like, I don't know how much that guy pays, how much this guy pays, or this buyer pays for me, right?
Yeah.
Then it's
Mm-hmm.
finally, it's kind of bidding price, right?
Right.
But you are a first time home buyer. For you, the school is not a needed right now. It's in the 5 years. I know, like, the minimum ranking of the schools needs to be looked, because you need to be looking at the sale of the price also, right? You
Mm-hmm.
always needs to think about resale, right? Maybe in a
Yeah.
5 years, what do you think about it? In that case, maybe it is like, and one more deceptive is like, let me talk about this great schools right now.
And before you do that, let me tell
Yeah.
folks, if you've just joined us, you're listening to Real Estate Roundup with Nagraj Anaya, your trusted Bay Area realtor and the founder of nagrajhomes.com, bringing you what is the state of Bay Area real estate for you. But you don't have to stop, the high competition, the low inventory, the multiple offers, your interest rates, whatever it is, to stop you from laying your hands or getting your foot in the door of your dream home. Nagraj can help make it happen and make it happen with equipping you with the knowledge you
We have
need.
one caller, Vijay Lakshmi. Let's
Oh,
take
we have a caller. So, yes, let's see what they'd like to share with us. Hello and welcome to Real Estate Roundup. Your name, please.
Yeah, hi, this is Karthik, and I have a question. So, shall I shoot the question right now?
Yes, Karthik, please do. Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is like, typically my budget around areas like $1.2 million for the buying a house. So what would be the better recommendation? Buying a two-bed, two-bath in the good school district. I have two kids somewhere in the Sunnyvale, Mountain View, or Cupertino area, or maybe lesser, or go for a Fremont or Pleasanton at this point in time. And essentially, my job is in the West Bay.
Hello, Karthik. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for the question. See, there are two things you need to look about, Karthik. The first question is, you should ask yourself the commute wise, right? And how many days you need to go to office, correct? You're going a 5 days to office, then might be something closer to your office is better,
Right.
correct?
It's 2 days actually in a week. Yeah.
And you think that remains the same? Because, for example, that's the one of the things you need to answer
Yeah.
yourself. Because a lot of last week also I was talking about the VMware used to have 2 days, but as soon as the Broadcom took it, correct, they said
Yeah.
come all the 5 days in the
Mm.
5 days to the office. It again depends to work what you do it, right? You have the better control or better knowledge. Is it like you need a work from home fully, or it will be like 2 days, as you said? If it's a 2 days and you're okay to commute, maybe 1 hour in the traffic, maybe you can start looking in the Fremont area, and maybe a Blossom Mill area also, or Almaden, right? Right now, these are the two homes, right? These are the two areas hot and happening, especially the Fremont, Almaden area, Blossom Hill, and even the Evergreen. But Evergreen right now, the issues are the home prices are more than the 1.3.
Right.
And one more thing, what you need to be looking in is the 1.2. How did you come up with the 1.2? We need to be sitting and discussing more. Is it little bit stretch is possible on the purchase price? Because sometimes, a lot of
Mhm.
times we come up with 1.2 thinking the 20% down payment is required. You don't know, like there is a lot of buyers you can do with even with a 10% or even with a 15%. Okay, maybe that we need to sit and talk. How did you come up with a 1.2? Is it because of your monthly payments you're doing with 1.2, or what was the reason?
The reason was actually monthly payments as well as the down payment, and I want to keep something for myself as well. I'll be able to give 20% down, but not give everything what I have in pocket. So that was one of the reasons. Keeping something for myself as a emergency money, and the next thing was like making sure like I have enough after I put something for the per month. The per month are obviously very high. It will actually go up to 7,000 if I go for a 30-year fixed term loan on 6.5% or whatsoever. So that's why again, or maybe 7,500 for a 1.2 million at this point in time. So that was again a little bit a big question, like what can be done best there.
See, that's a biggest mistake, right? Why are you counting for 30 years, right? Like maybe we need to look for a 5-year arm, maybe a 7-year arm, because the rates right now are a 6.25 to a 6.115
Yeah.
APR, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you go to a 6.25 APRs or a 6.125, you're almost what 0.25 interest rate difference will basically bring down to a $700 to $1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
And don't wait. This is a lot of things like you, the lot of buyers go through. I was just at 20%, but I'm thinking to put complete 20%, right? But if you don't have the reserves, you said very well, that's a reserves thing, right? You should have the reserves as an emergency funds. Maybe sometime you need an extra additional money. In that case, what you can do is just do a 15% down payment, but only extra would be doing is a PMI component. Okay, the PMI would be called a private mortgage insurance. That private mortgage insurance is basically depends on your credit score. It might be a $150 to a $250 payment. Again, it's on the quotes. It again depends on your credit score, and based on the credit score, we need to check with the lenders. Okay, it's a 150, typically around that much. Minimum is a 150 or higher, but we can look at that math. Okay, so once we have that, we can see the math. For example, 5%. If you're keeping as an emergency funds, maybe $1,000 or $1,500, you need to have it every month extra. You can pull it from your emergency funds to pay towards your monthly payments. Okay.
Yeah, I think this will definitely be like a consultation or something, and I believe Nagraj Homes, right? What's the website?
You can go to nagrajhomes.com. We can have the in-person discussions. Give me a call. We can have it in a detailed discussion. That is where the lender plus mortgage consultant plus realtor can help you out. That's where I can play the role. Give me a call and we can have a
So
detailed.
let me also give you his number offline. You can call him Karthik after the show. It's 408-805-4653. That's 408-805-4653, or nagrajhomes.com is your go-to, NAGARAJ homes.com. And really very relevant questions, and you can count on Nagraj to help handhold you through discussing all of those and to get to the right decision of getting into your home. So good luck with that, Karthik, and thank you so much for calling in.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate that. I'll definitely contact. Yeah, bye.
Sure.
Please
Best of
do.
luck,
Thank
Karthik.
you.
See, as a Karthik, there's a lot of buyers right now. Okay.
Yeah, Karthik actually had all of those questions that
There are a lot of
grapple
buyers are
with.
going through this. Okay, everybody can't be working in a big companies like where their stocks will grow 500% or 100% right now, right?
True.
There are few other they're working in where the stocks growths are little limited.
Yes.
So, but they are very limited down payment. Okay, and a lot of people wants to buy on 1.2 to a 1.3 right now. Okay, 1.2 to 1.3 is the toughest thing to get in the Bay Area right now.
Oh, really?
Good neighborhoods. Okay, because even for 1.3, it's been listed. If it's in a good neighborhood, unless you buy it in a compromised, right? Compromised. Because compromised. Why I'm telling is, house might be not ready. Okay.
Yeah.
house might be in a different like maybe a different facing of the house, right? Like for example, it might be not a perfect south, maybe a north, east, or a west facing homes, or unless you buy something in a T joint, right? So T joint is the compromised homes, but that is a best bet sometimes, because you can get it for a 150K, but again depends on the belief what we have, right? Like it's because we can't break the belief sometimes. That's because it's a
Yeah.
house. House is the happiness where you need to get in. If you think always, but in a bachelor's case, for example, you're in a single person, right? You don't need to carry about the care about the family thing, right? Then it's
Yeah.
a perfect for them to buy that like that in the as I was telling you, one buyer last 2023, I think he called me around somewhere in June month. He called me up, Nagaraj, I'm getting bored. He was in a bachelor, okay, but he was working in good company around in Bay Area. He called me up, Nagaraj, I'm bored. I was listening to your podcast. I want to buy a house, okay, but I have my budget is this much, okay, but I want to make an income also from that. So what we did is in Santa Clara, we found a house, a duplex home. Okay. It was a great bargain for 1.45 million. We bought it. Okay. And this was closer to a T joint house, but it's a duplex home. Okay. Duplex homes are like always is a future rental properties for you, right? So we bought it for 1.45 and we rented out one portion of the house. Okay. One portion of the house fetches him $3,000. And the
Wow.
second portion is like basically is because Santa Clara rents are high, you know that, right? Second one is like basically renovated and he's staying in one portion of the house. And the second bedroom is rented out to his friend. Okay. So his friend stays with him. So his friend also is paying him $1,500. Okay.
Oh.
So $4,500 he's getting as a rent and he still is able to do it. Lot of bachelors, right? Like they think, let me wait for marriage. Let me
Yeah.
think about it. Let me buy it. Okay. I don't want to buy right now. But they don't know that once, because for him, even after 3 years or 4 years, if he thinks, even if that house doesn't fit in, because that 1.5 house, I know the market can, because the one of the house in the nearby comps got sold for 1.75, 1.75,
5.
that
Okay.
neighborhood. So you great 300K bargain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
At some point of the time, even if he rents out the second house and he moves to one perfect house for him, he can get a 7,000 because he's paying his mortgage right now is a $7,000 and
Yes.
4,500 he's getting even for a rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great
Correct.
bargain for him, right? Like he's
Excellent. Yeah.
building
Yeah.
asset. That's what I'm telling everybody. Like think about an asset, how you can do it. Okay.
Yes.
No house is in a perfect house. Okay. You keep waiting for your perfect house. I met one of the buyer also recently, a few months back. He was telling me, Nagaraj, I'm 15 years in US. Okay. I started for a 1.2, 1.3 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm want to buy 2.5, 2.6 million in Sunnyvale, okay, and Santa Clara area, but still I can't buy because
Yeah.
he's looking for a perfect house.
House.
There is nothing called a perfect house in this Bay Area.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So it's like seize the moment. You need to
This is the moment.
get
Look
in
at
there.
the
Don't
current
be.
requirement right now. Based on the requirements, you decide. I think we have 3 minutes on the show, but let me talk about a couple of things, Vijay Lakshmi. One
Yeah. And
is
also, we want to answer that question
yeah.
we had
I
on the
think 1 minute
floor.
for the. I wanted to answer like I want to tell you the 2024 upcoming neighborhoods or the neighborhoods to watch out. For me, it's a Fremont. Watch out for the Fremont for 2024. Watch out for a Blossom Hill area, okay, or Almaden, okay. And the third thing is Santa Clara, okay. These are the three neighborhoods. Watch out because the Cupertino is already schools are almost
Maxed out.
closing, okay, maxed out, and the schools are closing in. I'm thinking it's for depending on the how the happening and around the neighborhoods, Fremont, Santa Clara, and Blossom Hills, right? These are the three neighborhoods to watch out, or the Almaden areas.
Almaden.
Watch out for these neighborhoods. If you're looking for under a 1.4, 1.5, these are the neighborhoods to watch out for.
Okay.
And coming to our question on this
On the
floor,
floor.
townhomes versus single family homes, okay.
Yeah.
Townhomes are still called a condos because home ownership is always is in a condo ownership. It doesn't matter it's a condo or a townhouse, both have the ownership as the condominium ownership. So HOA will be there. It is not like you buy the townhouse, land comes with it. No, land doesn't come with it. You still need, it comes down to community, and community will decide if the house gets sold, what to do. Okay. It both this townhouse and the single family homes are a great purchase in the Bay Area right now, depending on your scenarios, right? For
Yeah.
example, you want to buy for 1.2 in a Sunnyvale, okay, and you want to stay something in a closer thing, right? Then might be that is also works out. Depends on your budget. Starter homes, and even the good thing about the townhouse or a condos, right? It's a great rental assets, because it might 4 bedrooms are there. Even 4 bedrooms, each bedrooms, if you give it to a student, right? It's a great thing. That's why watch out for that townhouse. And we have very 1 minute right now left over, but we'll discuss more on this townhouse versus a condos versus
Correct.
single family home
In
in the upcoming shows.
Yeah, upcoming shows, lots to discuss. And of course, don't close your mind to anything. And of course, we want to leave you with the thought that if you have questions around this between now and the next time we meet next Sunday, 12:30 to 1, give Nagraj a call, talk through all of this. It's 408-805-4653 or nagrajhomes.com, and he will give you that best advice that you need to move forward. And Nagraj, thank you so much for
So much,
joining us.
and this show will be uploaded on the YouTube also. If you guys have missed it out, do listen on the YouTube.
Like and subscribe Nagraj Annaiya's YouTube channel. So until next time, thank you for joining us. Namaskar.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.